Actually, the smile brightly is the first lesson that I have learned when I learned dance. So when my teacher used to say, even if you forget a step, whatever happens, keep smiling on the stage. So this was the first lesson that I learned with my teacher. And later in my life, I have understood that this is what it means. In the theater of life, we have many ups and downs, and you just have to smile brightly and keep learning and keep continuing the dance. So this is one of the greatest teaching I have, and it is in line with Ramana's teaching, which where he says that our own true nature is actually happiness, and we have forgotten that, and we are this our own nature of happiness is veiled by various thoughts, and we think that we are not happy. But he says, if you get back to your own true nature, then you will understand that you are the eternal unlimited happiness and bliss. The chanting is also one more his own discovery, that even this time when we went to Tiruvannamalai, he was part of the chanting. He was felt very, very calm by it. And while going on the way Girivalam, we have this chanting of Om Namah Shivaya, which happens on the way. So he says, okay, let us sit down, finds a calm place where that the chanting is heard. So we find to sit down in a chair comfortably and listen to that chanting for some time, and then we move ahead. And this time we had this one we never visit that temple, a temple called Kubereshwara, where Ishvara is giving wealth to Kubera and Lakshmi. So usually that's a temple we don't usually visit, but he was drawn, let us go to this temple, let us go. I was just wondering, why is Anand telling us to go to this temple? Okay, come, let's go. And we had the darshan, and then he wanted us to sit in the temple for some time. So I was wondering what was it that was making him sit in this temple. But there was this chanting of Om, which was very, very soothing. So he wanted to listen to that chant of Om. So he wanted us to sit, but which I didn't get at that point. I told, okay, come, let's go and continue the Girivalam. So we could not stay, but so that has made that these chanting uh, has become a great tools of calming down his mind. So I hear from Ramaji that he has this specific chants that he hears before starting any work, and he explores new chanting from the Ramanashramam YouTube channel, finding new ways of calming down and then paying more attention on the work that has to be done. And these are the discoveries that we have done through our interactions and through our uh, practical sessions that we are having. So, and the next part, it's about the silence. So Ramana also says that our own true nature is actually silence. And silence is not the physical silence, but he talks about the silence where there is no thought and where there is no worry. That is our own true nature. So the teachings of Ramana, I mean, because of my association with Ramana Maharshi Center, and also constantly understanding the purpose of dance. I feel that the purpose of dance is to understand our own true nature. The Natadu talks about this silence, which we really are, which actually touches every heart. So the first trip I accompanied Anand, he had decided that the first day he's not going to speak to anyone. He's going to only whisper to everyone. And then so, I mean, he successfully did that. I mean, I think I and Ramaji, we were unable to do that because we were chatting all the way through our journey and there in Tiruvannamalai doing Girivalam. But he maintained that he was trying to whisper and tell us whatever he wanted to tell. And the second day, although he started talking, but we made him understand that even the speech that we have, it actually rises. It is a manifestation of silence which is within. And then he could understand. Okay, then he was okay about speaking also the next day. The self-inquiry, Ramana says that we need to get back to our own true nature, which is bliss and peace. And uh, he says all of us that we need to do it for practice it every day for 50 minutes. But I think it's the Anand who has been very, very diligent. And then he attends the self-inquiry session that we have one session in the morning. Which we start the day with, which I myself am not able to join because I'm not a morning person. But in the evening at 9 to 9:30, we have the evening session where they do some reading for the 15 minutes, and another 15 minutes is they sit for self-inquiry meditation before they rest for the day. And Anand has been, I think he skips the reading portion, and then he only attends the portion where everybody is meditating. As a suggestion by Ramaji, we have also included a way to do closing the class as the closure. We end the class after a lot of dancing. We sit down for at least 2 minutes or 5 minutes of self-inquiry in every class. And it's actually helpful for me personally after a lot of thinking. So to cool down for a minute and then to surrender to that supreme power which is taking care. And I think it's been helpful with Ramaji also joins us for the self-inquiry session that we have in the class. And it is helping Anant also, because he is able to find some way to getting away with all these mental thoughts that he's having, and then to find the silence within. So that was the silence and the storytelling, and storytelling and how surrendered came to it. And he loves the story that we do in the Varnam, the story of the Dharuka Vana rishis who had the power to create anything, and they had the power to sustain, and they had the power to destroy anything. So they had all the power, and they were very, very proud of themselves. And to teach them a lesson. So Shiva appeared in a form of a mendicant, and they created various things to destroy this mendicant. And the mendicant was so charming and beautiful that all the Rishi Patnis, the wives of the Rishis, they were all attracted to this mendicant. And they created various missiles. They created a ferocious tiger, which he tore and wore it as his dress. And they created poisonous snakes, which he wore it as his ornaments. And in the end, they created this dwarf demon. And even that was Shiva made him fall on the ground and started dancing his dance, the Ananda Tandava. And the rishis understood that they thought they had the control, they had the power to create anything and destroy anything. But here is a situation where they are not able to destroy this ordinary looking mendicant. And at that point, they had to surrender. And when they surrendered, the Shiva gave them the right instruction. He told everything is taken care by the supreme power. So one needs to surrender to that power and understand and do our actions as an offering to God. So this is the story that we hear. So Ramaji keeps telling me whenever he's worked up and he's like, I have to do this, I have to do that. Then he realizes, why am I acting like the Daruka Vana rishis? When I see such situation, when these stories come to me, then I realize, okay, at least mentally we have some idea that we need to surrender. So although it is not experiential, but we console ourselves with these stories. And these stories have given us some seeds of solace, so we can hold on to them and then find solace in our daily lives.